All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the little live broadcast here. Now, today's webinar is basically going to be going over some of the features that are in Shortcuts a lot for stuff that you'd probably be wishing that you had in Cricut Design Space. But we're mainly trying to reach out to you guys that have tried Cricut Design Space or using Cricut Design Space, looking to explore other avenues in creating your designs without having to go to programs like Inkscape, because like I said, if you try to open up Inkscape, you're going to be a little bit overwhelmed. So keep in mind, Inkscape was designed for the illustrators out there. The program that we're going to be talking about today, Shortcuts Lot 4, is designed for crafters. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this presentation started. Welcome, everyone. So at this point, tell me a little bit about you if you guys are watching this live. All right. So tell us where you're from, and do you currently own Shortcuts a lot? Okay. You can comment down below, right below this video on the classroom. So that's where I'm going to be monitoring that stuff. So like I said, go ahead and comment. There's other experts in that group that can actually help answer questions as well. So if you have a question, feel free to post it down below. All right. So let's go over here. So a little bit about us. This is me right here. That's what I was this past week. Hopefully everyone had a happy Thanksgiving and a great New Year to start off. But like I said, my name's Rob, and my wife and I, we've created the ScrappyDew. If you're here for the first time, we created ScrappyDew back in 2009. She does more of the designing work. I do more of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Would that be creating videos, uploading content, and then we also have another person that helps us out a lot. Her name is Michelle. You may have talked to her in support. She does a lot of support tickets and stuff in order to help you guys out. So she takes a lot of workload off of us. Now, if you haven't heard of Shortcuts a lot, or maybe you have, you may be in the mind thought of, Shortcuts a lot doesn't work with my Cricut Explorer. Well, it doesn't directly work with it. All right, it works indirectly by creating a file that Cricut will recognize, and that's called an SVG file. Now, an SVG file basically is a specific file that tells your cutter where to cut. All right, so that's what Shortcuts a Lot 4 does, and what Shortcuts a Lot 4 has in it is really a really cool feature, and it's trying to appeal to you Design Space folks out there. And it's called Design Space Compatible. And when we check this box, it does a lot of things in the background that you really don't know are happening, but it allows you to upload your file basically without getting any errors. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever struggled with Inkscape and getting that, getting those error messages. And something else that this does behind the scenes without you guys even knowing about it, and some of you may not have even known about it, is it sizes everything the way that you have it in Shortcuts a Lot 4. It exports it perfectly size-wise when it comes into Design Space. And so that's what I'm sort of going to first demo, of course, because when you go and do this stuff, when you go and design, you're going to want to basically have your design size the way that you want. So the first demo, real demo anyway, is a square. The way to test this out is if you're used to using Inkscape, or if you're used to using another software for this, is a simple square. And if you take a look over here, I will go to the size and position over here. We have a 1-inch square by 1 inch. Now, this is what you need to do whenever you finish your design in Shortcuts a Lot 4, is you need to basically export it. Okay, so you go up to File, you go to Export. Now, it's going to ask you to save the file, so I'm just going to call this Square Test. I'm going to save it in my Downloads folder so I can easily find it. All right. Now here's that little check mark, and I'm going to choose Selection Only. that little check mark, design space compatible. And I'm going to go ahead and click the OK button. Now, when we go into Cricut Design Space here, and let me go ahead and start a new one. All right, so let me go ahead and bring this so you guys can see it. All right, so this is Cricut Design Space. And when we go ahead and upload an image, remember that was a 1 inch by 1 inch square. I'm going to go to Browse, and then I'm going to go to that square test. I'm going to hit Open. So there it is, real nice and simple. Came in there. We didn't have to trace anything. And now I'm just going to place it on the mat. And when I take a look at it over here, if I go under the edit, that's really, really close. That's a 1 inch by 1 inch square. Okay, so keeping things sized correctly will always help you when it comes to Shortcuts Lot 4 and bringing it into Cricut Design Space, so you really don't lose the sizing. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what other cool features that we have inside of Shortcuts a lot, right? So let me go ahead and pull up the presentation, see what we have next. All right, so if you came to one of our other webinars talking about this stuff, this is basically a quadrant chart. If you're looking for something that gives you design freedom, you're looking for stuff like Adobe Illustrator, Corel, Inkscape, and if you're looking for easy stuff, as well as you're being limited, that's when we come over here to Design Space, because we all would love to simply type in a circle, right? Or we'd love to arch our text, or we'd love to have a little bit better tracing capabilities. So that's where these programs shine, right? And they're really not easy to look or easy to use. I mean, when you open these up, it's going to look like a foreign program. However, when you take a look at this stuff over here, this stuff was designed for crafters. Stuff was designed for the ease of use. Some of the features that we're going to talk about tonight, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that this could happen. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you a few of those, okay? And they're in no particular order. I threw in some new stuff. So if you came to our webinar back in November, some of these slides will look familiar, but I also threw in some new ones as well. So when it comes to tracing, all right, let's go into Cricut Design Space and just see what kind of a mess this may come out to be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Upload Image. I'm going to choose my image, and we're going to go into the Tracing folder and pick out that Yoda. All right, there's Yoda. So a couple things in Cricut Design Space, I do give you 3 options based upon the complexity of the image. Now this one is just, it's straight up black. Okay, so you'd think it'd be simple. So I mean, you can go through these and see how the photo changes. And I'm just going to choose simple and see where it gets us. All right, so I chose simple. Go over here. Now, we got some editing to do, correct? So you'd come up here to the magic wand and you'd start clicking. All right. Now I'm not going to click every single one of these lines because I do want to show you what happens when we, we're just going to do half of it, right? All right. I think that's good enough to get my point across. And of course, you'd want to click on the insides of Yoda in order to get those black lines to go through. However, we're going to go ahead and hit continue here. And the one that you really want to pay attention to when you're doing traces in Cricut Design Space is this right here. Because if you see any black specks, that means it didn't do a good job. So we have a lot right here. So if you saw the time that I spent clicking here, let's see how much time we can save inside Shortcuts a lot with that exact same image. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see some SCAL. Now, in order to trace Yoda, you click this button up here that says Trace. And I'm going to go ahead and choose my image. And that is up here and there and under tracing. And then there's my Yoda. Okay, so basically with the monochrome setting, we did a really good job with it and automatically previewed here. You do have a lot of options available to you, but monochrome is probably, pardon me, um, probably the best one to use for this. Okay, so you hit update preview. You can also zoom in. Notice there's no specs or anything. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and there he is. I mean, we didn't have to erase. We didn't have to use any magic wand to erase the interior. The program did its sweep, found the image, and turned out to be perfect. You know. Now, let's see if we can do some more tracing. All right. Now, some lighter colored items may not trace so well in, Cricut design space. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete Mr. Yoda here. And let me go ahead and pull up what I'm talking about because we're gonna actually recreate this real quick. All right, so this part right here. So we have a bow and then we have some circle monograms. All right, so I hint on the circle monograms part here because I'm going to show you something else that that we came out with here that will assist you with this as well. So anyways, let's get the bow first and then we'll worry about the circle monograms here. So in Shortcuts a Lot, we're just going to go ahead and trace again. So we're going to go up here, choose the image, and go back up to the webinar and find our tracing bow. All right. So here, it's not picking up the insides just with the monochrome. So is there some other tools available to us? Let's try out single color. Let's see what that does. And if it did not choose the color that we wanted here, we can choose right here. You click on the box, hover whatever color you want to pick up, and click on it. Now we can do an update preview. There it is. There's our bow. Okay, so we're done in single step. Now, how do we get the monogram in there? Well, that's where we came out with this little program here, and the link is in the description above the video that you're watching. It's called the Monogram Generator. What you will need is the file that came from Love SVG, and that link is up above the video as well. It's a free download, by the way, free download. So I'm going to find it first. And that's the file. That's the SVG file that you're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and hit open. And of course, we're going to type in DEW, and then we're going to generate it. Now I can go ahead and save that there. And guess what? I'm going to go ahead and open up that folder. You see where we just created that DEW right here? Go ahead and drag it in, and there it is. And of course, we can color it whatever we want. Make it black to match the to match that video or match the presentation anyway. So that's how easy it is to create things with tracing and then that little monogram app, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Now, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to post your questions down below. I see we got Jana down there. We got Jean. Looks like Jean's from California. And then we got Jana from Oregon. So go ahead and say hello in the group and stuff because, everyone's trying to learn. All right, so let's take a look at what's next. And in the presentation here, so we got the tracing. Now we got the temporary loading of fonts. All right, so here's something real big. And if you guys haven't noticed this, or maybe you guys should have noticed it, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, when you go to all these cool font places, you're gonna basically have like a library of fonts that that you are installing on your computer. When you install these on your computer, and you install a lot, every time Design Space opens or any other program opens, it has to load every single one of those fonts. Could slow down your computer if you're noticing that your computer's a little slow. Maybe you have too many fonts loaded. A lot of times when you go and download fonts, it's fonts that you really maybe use once or twice, right? So anyways, in Shortcuts a Lot sort of helps you out with this. You can temporarily load fonts inside Shortcuts a Lot. So if you're only going to use it for the project, you can just load it in there. And then when you close out of the program, it basically erases it from memory. Although it's still on your computer, so that you can temporarily load them again. All right, so let's take a look at that. So we got the Samantha font. That's pretty popular font to get all the cool little squiggles and stuff. And you can do that very easily inside Cuts a lot. So let me go ahead and demo that. Now, like I said, if you guys plan on getting the font from Samantha, totally recommend not the $17 one, but the one right above it. Unless you're a web designer, don't get the web version one. But anyways, let's go ahead and show you how we can knock this out in Cuts a lot. All right, so there's the Samantha font. And when we go over here to the library, we got this little virtual keypad here. And you see the little menu bar here. If you click on that, you can go to Load Font. And that's basically allows you to load the font. So let's go ahead and go here and load that one right there, Samantha Upright. So once you do, it's all loaded up. You can scroll down to, it's all alphabetical order. Or on a Mac, you can always go up in the search bar and type in the, or under the help, you can type in the font right here. So there it is. Samantha, let's see if we get the upright. There it is. And we got the bold and then we got the regular. So anyways, you got the virtual keyboard here if you need it, because that's what gives you all those little extra swirlies and doodads. All right. So that's where you can find all those. So basically, in order to add the text, you just type in what you want. Let me go ahead and it's a little smaller for us. All right. It's typing all the way up there. Let me go ahead and grab her. All right. So there she is. We're going to go ahead and fill her with a color. And my color may not work. We'll see. But anyways, this is what you'll want to do. Mary. It's typing so far up there. There we go. Mary. And then I went and used another text line for the Christmas. All right. Now that S, you can see that we can go ahead and delete, but we can go all the way over here and pick out, a swirly type of S here. Let me go ahead and find one. My scroll wheel's not cooperating with me. Yes. Well, you guys get the idea. Let's see here. Can't scroll. I don't know if it's my mouse or not, but let's see. There's MNOPQRS. There we go. There's some, I think we're getting closer to them. But you can understand that you can get all the extra characters that are with Samantha Font right from this. Okay. So I'm not going to waste any more time with it, but in finding them. But you have them all right here in your virtual keyboard here. Jana asked, how do you get rid of fonts that you never use that are loaded onto your SCAL 4? Well, I meant if they're loaded on your computer already, you're just going to have to uninstall them. Usually on a Windows computer, you'll go into into the font folder. You can right click uninstall, or I believe there's a control panel just for fonts as well. So that is what you're going to have to do. All right, so moving right along here. Another cool thing that Cuts a lot has available to it is OpenPath fonts. Now, inside Cricut Design Space, you have writing style fonts. Well, this is Cuts a lot version of writing style fonts as the OpenPath fonts. And one company that makes this anyway is Lettering Delights. And there's going to be a link right above this video here that goes over the link anyway, sends you to something like this. This will, over on Lettering Delights, show you the writing style fonts. I think the one that is on the video is the bundled version, but you can buy the, you can buy them individually as well. So what does this look like in SureCuts-a-Lot? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. So inside SureCuts-a-Lot here, we got this right here. This is a writing style font or open path font. You can see that, they're connected letters, they're single stroke. So when you bring this into Cricut Design Space, it will look exactly the same. Now, Cricut Design Space doesn't allow open path fonts, nor does it allow really open paths. However, by clicking on that Design Space Compatible button, when we do export this, it will make it so minute that it will work and it will be recognized by Cricut Design Space. Okay, so that's what the open path fonts do inside SCAL. A really nice feature to have. Like I said, other programs won't even recognize that, so it's really made for SureCuts-a-Lot and of course Make the Cut. All right, so let's see what else is next on this presentation. Bulging text. A lot of you guys may have seen this before in maybe Microsoft Word. You're trying to create this type of effect. Inside SureCuts-a-Lot, really easy, and it's under the effects menu. Now, they have a lot of effects that are in this program, and we're just going to tap on a few of them. All right, so this is just normal text that we have, and we're able to manipulate this through the effects menu. So you go to effects, and then you go to bulge right there. And at this point, we're able to see a live preview of what we're affecting here. So if I up this here to 15, now I can change this offset here to either grow this way, or I can have it go negative. So that's basically what I did for this. And if you want, you can do the top as well. Do the same sort of thing, and create your own unique bulge or, kind of a barrel effect here. So once you have that, you can go ahead and accept. And something really cool that we haven't discussed yet is the shadow layer that you see behind it. So how do you get that? Well, really easy. You click on any shape that's on your virtual mat here, and you go up to effects, and then you go up to the shadow layer contour cut, and you get to see a live preview of what happens right there. So that's how you can get a nice background or basically a shadow layer of one of your shapes that you have, whether that be text or just a normal SVG file or a trace that you did. Okay, so really cool. You can go ahead and hit accept, and you should be good to go. All right. So let's see if there's any more questions. No questions yet. That's fine. Now, some other neat things that you can do is circle on a text. Now, if you take a look at Cricut Design Space, and let me see if I have one open here. I do. Let me go ahead and go back to the presentation because I actually made it easy on myself. So with this right here, as soon as it opens, so Cricut Design Space users, really feel your pain on this, on how you have to create circle text. You guys have to ungroup, and then you have to individually move and rotate and basically use your circle as a guide. And that gets very time consuming, nor are you perfect in getting it spaced properly the way you want. And if you have to shift a word down, well, you got to shift everything and rotate everything. So very time consuming if you have to put a circle or put text in a circle. That's what I'm trying to say. So how can we knock this out in SureCuts-a-Lot? Well, let's go ahead and show you how easy it is. It's just a couple of clicks. And let's see if we have it on here. And really we don't. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new page. So how can we get some text on a circle? Well, we go over here, create a circle first, holding the shift button down. So now that we have a circle, I'm going to go ahead and make this a different color just so we can see what's going on. And then I'm going to go ahead and type out some text. My text, I'm going to use impact, which is fine. And type that in. All right, give this a color. And we're going to change that to something that we can see. So we're going to keep this text here, and we're going to wrap it around the circle. All right. So how are we going to do that? We're going to select both of these, and when we do, I'm going to go to Effects, and then I'm going to go to Object on a Path, and I'm going to click on Auto Preview, and that's all I need. There it is. Now, do you need to shift it up? Oh, I mean, you can rotate it as soon as you get done with this, but if you're working with a weird shape, you just use this, Start Offset, and it will move the text where you need. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And there it is. That text is now arched the way you want it. Now, this works out really well when you're trying to do Starbucks coffee, for example, and you're going to use the circle as a guide here. And I'm going to go ahead and select the ScrappyDew, select the circle, and then I'm going to go do the same thing, Object on a Path. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the auto preview, the same thing. We're going to position it where we want, and then we're going to hit the done. All right. Now it's time for the coffee. Do the same thing. And then I'm going to go up to the Effects, Object on a Path. So what's going to happen next here, we may run into a little bit of an issue. That issue being that it should be flip-flopped down here. Well, all you have to do is click this button right here that says Reverse Path Order, and then use this. Makes it very easy when you're trying to, like I said, put this text on a circle anyway. All right? So that's real quick, down and dirty with how you can use a circle as a guide in order to get your text the way you want. All right, you hit OK to seal the deal, and then you're done. So pretty cool, right? All right. So let's go ahead and see what's next on the list. So we just did that, the Starbucks effect. Rhinestones, rhinestones out there, the folks that are out there, really kind of cool what you can do. And like I said, this right here is from the Lettering Delights. It's the single line font that allows you to have single line, basically rhinestone. So you're not filling in the entire shape like you do on the bottom. That's found under the effects menu inside Shortcuts a lot. And basically you select the shape and you go over here and you go up to effects and then you go to the rhinestone. One of the cool things that you'll see here is once you pick out a stone and you click preview, you can see how much stones those letters will need in order for you to complete that project. So that's all you do. Choose your stone size and hit preview, and if it's good, just hit OK. So that's really all you have to do with that. The cowboys on the bottom, if you go to the effects menu, same thing, rhinestone, select those. And of course you do preview, but you're like, well, I just get the outlines, but in the photo they were filled in shapes. All you gotta do is click on the filled in. All right. So another great thing about having Shortcuts a lot and doing this for you, these rhinestones are predetermined shapes and sizes. And when you export this to Cricut Design Space, remember how we talked about how size sizing is important. And when we export this into that SVG file, it will open up at the same size. And that's really important when it comes to rhinestones. Also, the other thing that is kind of cool is when you increase the size of this stuff, notice that the rhinestones don't increase. Just they give you more rhinestones. So that's how Rhinestone works with Sure Cuts a lot. All right, so pretty neat, right? Okay, let's see what's next and go here. Real quick with the knockout in Sure Cuts a lot. I mean, in Cricut Design Space, you guys have slice. However, one of the features that you don't have in Cricut Design Space that this one does is it will, you can set it to put a gap in between those letters. So really, really kind of cool when it comes down to that. All right. So let's see how we can do this. So inside Sure Cuts a lot, we're going to go ahead and go over to the knockout. Oh, we'll go to knockout number 2. I'll show you knockout number 1 here a little later. So basically, we got this horn, we got the cheer mom, and all you have to do is, just like in Design Space, place the shapes on top of each other. And when you do, let me go ahead and bring this one out to the front though. So with the layers, so we can make sure that this thing will work properly, or how I want it in my mind anyway. So we're going to bring that on all the way up to the top, put it on top of the cheer mom, and then we're going to select both and go up to the effects, and then we're going to go ahead and do knockout. We're going to do a preview here, and we're going to see what that looks like. So there it is. That's what your normal slice would look like inside Design Space. But like I said, they have something here called a gap, and you can just increase the gap, do another preview, and you'll be able to see, just a like white space in between. So that's what the gap does with this. So you can sort of see what we can do with other things with knockout. For example, we have the pattern of hearts here. You can cover up the mom, and you can go ahead and knock them both out. Like I said, let me go ahead and move it there and go up to effects, knockout, and then we can do a preview. And then that's how this one was created. So you can see a lot of cool things that you can do with knockout. All right. Something that we didn't talk about in another webinar was it has a built-in puzzle generator. Now, this lesson that we're going to do here and demonstrate here, it's a little more advanced because it talks about nodes, and you may not know about nodes, but you'll see them here very shortly. A question was asked in our Facebook group was, what can you do with the puzzle generator, or what can you cut with it? So doing some research on what because I don't use it, but other people do. This came from underthecherrytree.com. So if you visit there, you can sort of get some inspiration from it. But I'm going to show you how you can sort of duplicate the process for this heart and basically do it inside Sure Cuts a lot. And when you do it inside Sure Cuts a lot, of course, you can export that to an SVG file and let Cricut Design Space do the rest. Okay. So let's go ahead and show you what you need to do in order to get this to work. So first, I'm going to start on a new page. And when we do have this nice clean slate here, we're going to need a heart. All right. So this heart comes from over here, the shape. If I push and hold my left clicker down, I can get some shapes. But you know what? I just realized that it's in my library. So let me go here, Window Library, and pull it up over here. So inside Sure Cuts a lot, there's a lot of shapes available to you. Under the basic shapes, there's a heart. All right. So I got the heart, and for simplicity reasons, I'm just going to make this heart here. Um, we're going to go over here to the size anyway. And I'm just going to make this, I don't know, we'll say 6 here. And then we'll see what it gives us for the number down here. All right, so that's fine. Now the next thing we need to do is generate the puzzle. So we go up here to effects, and then we go to puzzle generator. We tell it the size, the width and height of it anyway. And at this point, I'm just going to have it something bigger than the 6 and something bigger than the 5 here. So we're just going to go ahead and choose. I'll choose 8, and then we'll choose 7. And columns here, we'll just do this, update, preview. So we have a nice little square. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now we have this. There's a big, huge rectangle that goes around this, and we need to remove it. All right, so like I said, this is a little bit more advanced. So we're just going to right-click it and click Break Apart. And what happens here is we're able to basically lift off this. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to, you can see that this could be a possible mess. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this here. And when I select it, I do want to, I need to remember how I did this. So I went up here, then I went to, I believe I went to Path Union. And then that will get me somewhere. And then now I can go ahead and once this thing is unioned, we can go ahead and use a knockout type of feature. All right, so let me zoom in here because when you're doing these hearts, you're going to see weird pieces like this, and you really don't want them. So this is where you have to edit some nodes. And like I said, you may see a lot of nodes on here. But what we can do is go up here, and I believe it's under Path, and then Simplify, and that may help us with this. But anyways, so we got all this. Now it's time to go ahead and adjust some nodes, or we can even shift this up just to help us out some. Okay, so that looks good. That looks good. Like this piece right here may not be so good. So you may either have to shift it over to help you, or you can use the node editor. All right, so what does the node editor do for you? So you click on this. At this point, you're able to drag these nodes here. Like I said, my mouse is not the best today. You can use these nodes and basically move these all out. Okay, now once you do that, all right, now I want to assume that we are good and you have adjusted all your nodes the way that you want. Okay, I don't want to bore you with adjusting every single node. Like I said, this one's a little bit more advanced, but it's going to take you a little more time to do it. So once you have all that, you're going to select everything, and then you're going to go to Effects, Knockout. Now this is where you're going to have to be a little tricky with the knockout, and just add a 1 to the end of that. I'm going to go ahead and hit Preview, and hopefully, with any luck here, this will work. So there's your jigsaw puzzle. All right, and we hit OK. Now, like I said, you're going to have to adjust the nodes because when we take a look at this, you have a little straggler right here that would not make a good puzzle piece. So basically, you can adjust those nodes with your little node editor, grow them, do whatever you want before you do the knockout. So that's what you really have to do with the puzzle generator. Like I said, a little more advanced, but just goes to show you that this program can fit you for the beginner, and it will grow with you. All right. So that's really what I wanted to show with that one. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at something else here. So we got the puzzle generator. Like I said, that's what it would look like inside inside Shortcuts a lot once you import it. Now, a couple things. I always try to find the best deals for you guys for Shortcuts a lot for if you're interested in getting it. Um, inside the course here, there's the I believe it's at the very bottom. One of the courses, the best place to buy. Right now, normal the retail price is $75, but really normally I do see it for normally $59.99. And if you use the link that is in this course to get, you get it for $44.99, so you get to save a little more. And then also in the in this course as well, there's a link for our class. All right, so what we do is we have short videos going over how to use this program. We start you off with the basics of clicking, rotating, moving text. We get into more advanced features as well. With the homework lessons, get you thinking on how to use some of these things, because what you need to do when you're going through this is take a look at at our course. And so let me go ahead and bring it up. So when you go to classroom.scrappydew.com, you can go click on this button that says all courses, and you can see all the courses that we have, right? So anyways, this is the one that you're going to be interested in right here. Now, it's not $60 if you use the passcode of basically Cricut Lover. You get the course for 50% off, so $30. This thing has no ads, has over 4 hours of video content, goes over a lot more than what we just basically covered. All right, but it comes with the homework package. That's right here. So that's basically a list of homework type of questions. Once you've gone through a few of these, you're going to be like, hey, can you give me something a little challenging? And that's where the homework comes into. We also got group discussion that goes on in there, where you get to ask your questions and stuff. But you get to see all the neat stuff that you can do in Shortcuts a lot. We didn't even go over some of this stuff like front minus back. All this stuff may seem foreign to you, but these videos break it down for you. So what I suggest is go and pick up that Shortcuts a lot tonight. You can even download the trial and then see if you like it. Go over those lessons that we went over today, see if it helps you out, and then go and get it. Like I said, it's $44.99. It saves you a headache. And then this course right here, Shortcuts Lot 4 Beginner Training. Now, if you're also interested in that monogram thing that we were talking about, that's on the dash12.com under the monogram generator. Quick $3, and then all you need to do is go download that circle monogram from lovesvg.com. Okay, so lots of cool things for you guys to think about. A lot of things that you can do now, with Shortcuts Lot 4. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, feel free to post them. I'll be hanging out here after this video, but I'm really not seeing any questions. But let me go ahead and scroll all the way back here just to see if there are any. And nope, not seeing anything. So, but all right, guys. Well, if there's no questions, then I will talk to you guys later. All right. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right. We're going to be having more of these. Hopefully you guys got something out of it tonight. All right. Talk to you later.